So I left the Matrix.
So, why are expats disconnected from the United States or from their home country? Well, it's simple. Expats are disconnected because they're not there. It's simple as that. So let's go deeper. Let me examine the United States. And though the United States is on a hegemonic decline, it's not as influential and dominant as it once was. It's still a very dominant country in the world. And its culture is also appealing to much of the world, right? I mean, you look at movies, music, attitude, that culture is appealing. And when you have grown up in the United States, such as I have, it is what it is. It's normal, right? That's what you know. And we grew up in the U.S. You're in the rat race, and you cannot imagine things to be any different than what it really is. But when you watch YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, you see that, oh, there are people living outside the United States and they are really enjoying life and focusing on health and family and living the way they want to live. And really, after watching that, all you really want to do is leave. All you want to do is just leave. So when you do leave, you will disconnect. You will disconnect. And when you turn on the TV or you tune into what's going on in the United States, what do you see? You see tribalism. You see a high cost of living. You see a decline in education and benefits, violence, mass shootings, police brutality, racism, misery. You see misery, right? When you tune into what's going on in the United States, you see misery. And all that depressing stuff wears on you, wears on your mental state, wears on you, just wears on you. So what do? You disconnect. You disconnect from all that stuff that's going on in the United States when you leave the United States. You disconnect. Why? Well, when you disconnect, you put yourself in a position where you can actually focus on the things that really matter, the things that you can influence, the things that you can control, your lifestyle, your health, your living, your peace of mind, family. Those are the things that when you disconnect, you're able to focus on that. Because when you are tuned into what's going on in the United States, you are wrapped up in that madness, in that craziness. And that distraction keeps you from focusing on yourself and focusing on your peace of mind and focusing on your family and focusing on the most important things in life, the things that you can impact, influence, control. And in the end, that's what most expats do when they leave the country. They disconnect from all those distractions. And personally, I have a YouTube channel. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, mostly for educational purposes and a little entertainment here and there. But as far as social media, I rarely touch Instagram. As you can see my Instagram page, you can count the amount of posts I have on the two hands. I do not touch Facebook because Facebook just has so much going on. It's so messy. There's so many pictures and words and videos and advertisement. It's just a whole bunch of, it's just a mess. And then you'll find yourself just trying to scan through all the mess. You just find yourself getting lost and going down some sort of rabbit hole, which is time consuming and doesn't appeal to me. Also, I do use Twitter. I don't use it a lot, but I do use it some, mostly because I like how Twitter shows and puts out quick information because it's a small amount of words. And every now and then you may see a photo or a video, but to me that's more direct and it's easier to get information out of it, even though a lot of info in there is some BS, but it's easier to go through the information on Twitter. So that's why I probably use Twitter more than anything, but still I don't use that much. But I live in my time on Twitter and on social media, so I do not go down that rabbit hole, because that rabbit hole in social media really does not have no end. I mean, you will open up that application and you'll be on an application for 2 or 3 hours without even noticing what had happened. So, nah. And I find that a lot of stuff on social media connects me to the United States, and I want to disconnect from the United States. Not that I hate the country or hate the people or anything like that. It's just I want to disconnect because it's a lot of nonsense that's going on that doesn't it doesn't impact me as much now where I'm not living in the United States, right? I think where there's some sort of event going on, yeah, you are touched by the people who are maybe be hurt or impacted by that event, whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's a shooting or whatever the case is. But that's why you left the country. You left the country so you can not have to be so engaged with all that. You left the country so you can be disengaged, be disconnected, and focus on yourself. And after being here for living in the Dominican Republic, or spending most of my time in the Dominican Republic, I should say, people think you may have fallen off the edge of the earth, right? You would think, where you been, or what's going on with you, whatever. But in reality, you're just disconnecting from the United States. Not the people per se. Even a lot of people you will naturally disconnect from because you are leaving the country, right? Whether those people who live in your neighborhood or whoever else. I mean, of course, you'll be still connected with family or friends to some extent, but there is a disconnect because you left the country. So therefore, what goes on with you in your daily life and your environment is totally different from, their environment in the United States. And I can say this, I loosely follow politics. After I finished college, I graduated in 2007, so I loosely followed politics after that. But it wasn't until 2015, between 2015 and 2020, is where I was knee deep in politics. I mean, I was really, on top of like legislations and the happenings and the nonsense, and it's easy to get wrapped up in that stuff when you live in the United States. And it's not just because I was up in it because I wanted to. It was part of my job to be connected. So I found myself doing that, and it wears on you, wears on your mental state, it wears on your health, and it's not healthy. And now, 2023, I still follow some races, major legislations, but not that daily BS between the president and Congress and the local politicians and all that stuff. Not at all. Not at all. It's not worth me getting mixed up in all that stuff. And to me, most of them are liars, corrupt, slaves to money and power, and they don't get my attention. And I don't want to go way off topic, but I just wanted to show, the mindset when an expat leaves the United States or leaves their home country, there is going to be a disconnection. And it's mostly good. So for those of you who are not expats, for those who are living in the United States or Australia or Germany or Canada or the UK, wherever you're at, just note that what you're going, what that daily routine, that daily rat race that you're experiencing in that country is that expat, on the other side of the world is not there, not connected, not even does not pay much attention to that. And I think that when you see that, you realize that you can achieve a great peace of mind once you take yourself out of that environment. Again, I don't want to go way off topic, but expats like myself disconnect from the United States or from their home country because it's necessary to live their life. It really is. And the U.S. is a great, is a good country, and it's a great place to make money and take advantage of our opportunities. And believe me, I know. I mean, I'm from the United States. I was able to take advantage of the opportunities that were there to be able to afford myself to live the life that I'm living right now. However, it's culture, its system is toxic. And I don't care how much money you have or what, but you will not be able to change the system. You will not be able to impact culture. Unless you decide to degrade yourself, then you may have some little impact on culture in a negative way. But I mean, treat the United States as it is. So all I can say is, man, just be the best you can be and be that example for those who are around you, and enjoy life. Enjoy life. It's all right to be disconnected. It's all right. But right now, I'm drinking this Santo Domingo cafe. I don't see anyone in the comment section. I didn't plan on making this video too long. I just wanted to I just overheard a conversation and I felt it was need to talk about that because I am really disconnected from the United States. And every once in a while, I think what happened recently, that whole debacle in Congress, the past few days, I've seen a lot of folks talk about it on Twitter or different. I get notifications on like major news outlets like like ABC or NBC may send me something, or I may even get stuff from like those major magazines like Newsweek or Times or stuff like that. CNN, they're always sending stuff. But it doesn't affect me. Now, of course, legislation would affect me because I'm still an American, so all that stuff will affect me. There's certain stuff that just by virtue of being American, you always want to be connected to. You know, you're always going to be paying taxes. So if you think that you're going to be moving on the other side of the world and escape paying taxes, that's false. You're going to be paying taxes. Otherwise, they're going to come looking for you. You know, maybe you're not going to be paying state taxes because you spend most of your time, you know, you spend at least 11 months outside of the United States. Maybe you can get away with paying state taxes off of, you know, personal income or maybe even properties. But yeah, you're always going to be paying taxes. So you got to be on top of that. And if you're getting your Social Security, you're going to be on top of that. You know, if there's going to be any changes, increases, and you are uh, uh, a disabled veteran and getting VA benefits, you're always going to be on top of that, right? So you're always going to be connected as far as that goes. But that day-to-day nonsense, no, not at all. Not at all. But hey, that's all I got. I really didn't have too much to talk about. So if you have any questions, you know, leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to get back to you. If you have any comments or anything, got anything out of this video, give me a like, subscribe, check out my other videos. Speaking of politics, I don't really like talking about politics, but I did make a video recently on the Puerto Rico Status Act that was approved last month in Congress. Well, specifically in the House. The Senate never got it because they did it at the last minute before the Congress went on recess. But check that out. I think it's a video that a lot of folks who are unfamiliar with Puerto Rico and its status may find some interesting. But yeah, most of the content is about travel, about me living in DR, about residencies and citizenships, those processes, other good information I can send to you, you know, and so forth. So yeah, so if you're looking at my channel, you probably know by the name Profe Guy. I'm about education. I'm not about, you know, the nonsense too much because I'm just not into it. So if anyone watching this video, I'll say it here because there's no one watching now, but maybe there'll be people watching later. I have decided where I'm moving. And I am moving to Mexico. And I will be doing a more permanent move to Mexico. And when I say permanent, I don't want to say a permanent in the sense that I'm moving to Mexico and I'm not moving anywhere else. I'll say a more indefinite move to Mexico. So Mexico will be my base sometime this year. And also this year, I plan on having a base in Brazil. So what is all that going to look like? I'm still working out the details, but I will have still have a base here, but I'll have less of a base in the Dominican Republic, and I will have a small footprint in Brazil and a larger footprint in Mexico. And at some point, that big footprint in Mexico will be a smaller footprint in Mexico and a bigger footprint in Brazil. So with that said, the footprint will be between the United States, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Brazil. And at some point, I like to add one more country in there on the other side of the pond. So we'll see about all that. All that's in the works. So I'll probably won't mention that anytime soon again. I just thought that because I have this video, it's live, I'm here. There's no one on the live right now. But I'll mention that just so if anyone mentions that that plan, I will know that they watched this video. So yeah, there we go. That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in on my channel. Thanks for the support. And let me know if you have any questions. Peace.